Hey guys, welcome back. This is part 4 on the DT2 project. This video, I am going to get it to run. So we're at the point now where all of the parts needed to get it to run are ready to go back on the bike. I got the carburetor going on, the airbox, and the fuel tank. So it'll be a fairly quick video. It's just going to show all that stuff and then me firing it up for the first time. So let's see how this goes. Since this carb is not in that bad a shape, I think I'm just going to clean it by hand. It's not going to take a whole lot, really. I got the carb cleaner ready to go. I got everything disassembled. So I'm just going to let some of this stuff soak and probably take a wire brush to this. So a little bit of corrosion on there, nothing crazy. That's really the worst part out of everything I've seen so far. So I'm going to clean all that out, get some get an air line, blow out the crevices on here. Probably clean the outside of this carb a little bit and get it back on the bike. So I'm thinking this carb might have been drained before the previous owner parked it, because when I opened this up, I mean, there's very little of anything in the bottom of this bowl. Usually it's all crusty or you got varnish in there and it's real gummy, but this was like a little bit of powder and that was it. So they must have drained it out before they parked it. So they made it a lot easier on me. I mean, all the jets came out real easy. All this was clean, so I lucked out there, because I've had some doozies on some other carburetors. When I opened them up, it was a scary sight. Pilot's open. This was all, I didn't have to even put a wire through any of this stuff. It was all open when I took it out. Still gonna soak it a little bit though. Finish cleaning this off, and probably gonna soak all this little stuff here in plastic container with some carb cleaner in it. Even though it probably doesn't really need it, just just to be thorough. Really don't need it, but I'm gonna do it. Move this off to the side. Got the carb somewhat cleaned up in my parts washer, aka sink, and I'm going to use an air line to blow all the water out of here and do the same to the bowl as well. Also confirm that the floats work okay. So I just got my thumb covering the drain and filled it up with water, and these came up as they're supposed to. So I know the floats aren't leaking and are working as they should. Blow out that pilot jet passage here a little bit more. I thought I saw some dirt in there. All right, it's time to put the carb back together. I got all that stuff soaking for a while, so I think it's good to go. Cleaned out the carb as much as I could and blew it out with air, so I think we're ready for reassembly here. I guess I'll start here. Put that main jet back in. Looks like a 160 main. I think that's the stock size. Spray before I put it in. Yeah, I can still see daylight through there, so that's good. Probably not go to, there you go. All right. Okay. Looks like all that's left really is the float valve. Just a quick wipe. I didn't adjust the float at all. think I'll see how it is once it's on, and I'm just gonna kind of let it go and see if I can get it started, see how it runs, if it leaks or what, and then adjust from there if I have to. All right, I've had the vinegar soaking in the tank for the last 3 or 4 days now. So I'm gonna open that up, drain it out, and then flush the tank out with water, and then probably spray some like WD-40 or something in there just to keep it from flash rusting. But I'm gonna dump it out now. Let's see, get a look at it, what it looks like now. Try to make a mess. Actually coming out quite clean. I'm sure all the stuff's at the bottom of it. That's way cleaner than I expected it to be honest. I think a lot of the dirt that I'm seeing in the bucket is actually dirt that was in there before I just poured this out. That's pretty surprising. Let me see if you can get a look at the inside of that. But this cap was also covered in pretty good amount of rust. It's actually just peeling right off now. So I'm gonna go flush this out with water, and it should be even better. You get a good look at that there. Cool. So I'm really happy with how clean this came out. It was already clean to begin with, like I said, but if I can just get a light down here to show you, it's gonna be tough to focus, but there was a little bit of surface rust on the inside in some spots, but this got rid of it all, and I'm gonna flush it out a little bit more. I just kind of took a hose to it, got all the excess vinegar, anything that was in there left over, and kept flushing it. And next I'm gonna spray it down with some WD-40 just to keep the flash rust from happening. I mean, look at the cap. I mean, look how clean it got that, and you saw what it looked like before. So that's a couple days worth of soaking. Didn't have to do any kind of scrubbing at all. You just flush it out, and it gets it that clean. All right, so my seals came in for the fuel tank cap, which consists of the outer ring, which is going to go around here, and then I got these two for the inside here, which I'm going to take this off and see what we got going under there. There's this little C-clip right on the front of this, so I'm gonna cover this up so I don't drop it in there, but I'm gonna pull this back, take that C-clip off, and see what's underneath of here. Most likely it's gonna be these two pieces. So let me get going on that. Okay, there's this piece here. That's gonna get replaced. And then there's the smaller one too. This must just ride down inside of there. See how this pops out. Looks like it's just a, okay. That one was just crumbling too. So that's a good thing I got the whole set. I see. It goes like that. Cool, okay. I'm gonna clean this stuff up and throw it back together. It's pretty simple. So I got these parts from these guys here, KDI Reproductions. I'm really happy with the quality on these new seals. I was comparing it to the stock one that came out of there. And if you look real close, there's like a little groove. There's a little groove in the middle there that has two notches, which are pretty much dead on with the factory one, because it takes this plate here, which has these two notches, and it just fits right in there, just like it would if it was OEM. So there's that, which is dead on, and then also the smaller of the two, or of the three parts that came with this kit. I mean, it's identical, so I mean it'll fit just right. I've had good luck with this company before with side covers for my 75 DT. They were able to send me the one side that I was missing, and it fit perfectly. So if you're in the hunt for parts for your Yamaha, check these guys out. They got a lot of hard to find stuff that they're reproducing again, which is great. Yeah, these fit perfectly on there. This part goes, the spring goes first. I'm just going to slip the outer O-ring onto this piece, which is then going to go over top of this, and then held in place with that little C-clip. See if I can get this on without messing anything up. Even has those little bumps on the inner seal that line up with all this. I think that's it. Pretty easy. I ended up just getting a new fuel petcock just because the stock one, the one that came on it here, was in pretty decent shape except for like the filters and stuff. You can see this thing just disintegrated when I took it apart, and the top filter here too. So I was looking at prices for just trying to rebuild this, and like just the rubber piece that goes in here. That alone was almost as much as a new petcock, which I know it doesn't look like stock, but I've had good luck with these before on my other bikes. So this one, a little bit different than the other cheap ones that I've bought that have like the outlet come straight down. This one's actually comes out to the right side here. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw this one on there. I figured if for the price of just one part of trying to rebuild this was almost as much as this entire new petcock, I might as well just get the new one again. So I'm gonna throw this in. Cleaned up the inside of this already, so I'm just gonna throw this on, put it on the bike, and then it's gonna be time to try to get it to start up. This one actually comes with a nice new seal as well. I was gonna. All right, so I'm just gonna get some fuel hose, and I'm gonna run a filter on it as well, just for any excess stuff that might be in there. So I got the air box all cleaned up, ready for the new air filter, which is right here. Actually comes with the cage, which is nice because I didn't have that. This is built into these uni filters. So I'm gonna get this oiled up, throw it into the air box, get the air box back on the bike. Then I'll put the carburetor back on and get some fuel to it and see if I can get it fired up. Just kind of work the rest of the way with the hands. Get that spread around evenly. It's basically just going to fit down in here. Around that opening. Looks like the needle is in the middle position. I'm going to leave it right there. All right, ready for the carburetor. Put a little lube on the airbox side, so that slides into place a little easier. Airbox is just kind of flopping in there right now. Anyways, get this lined up here. Alright, that slid into place nicely. Get this boot tightened up. I gotta find myself a new rubber fastener for the rear of the tank that goes around the back of the fuel tank, around a peg that's on the frame. It kind of holds this down because really there's nothing, no screws or anything holding the tank down. It's just the two rubber grommets up front, and then this part on the back gets held down with this, which is supposed to be one piece. So I gotta find one of these here next. Need a short piece from here to here. I need one that's big enough that'll fit over top of this. Might be too small. Get a little hose clamp for there. Gold. All right, I think it's time to throw in a little premix. I probably did a little bit richer than I needed to, but this is just to see if I can get it to pop over here. So I got the carb on, airbox on, I got the fuel tank back on with the new fuel petcock, and I'm running a fuel filter. So I'm gonna throw this in, and let's see if we can get it to start. Throw this on reserve. Those going in. Okay, here we go. Key is on. That's what I need. Yeah, that's my house. All right, I'm gonna give this another try without dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. I got my fan set up, and it's pointing out the garage now, which I should have done from the get-go because I knew it would be smoky. So I think I mixed the fuel just a little bit too rich, but that's okay because it'll give the top end a good lube up for the first couple runs here. So I'm gonna try it again, see if I can get it to run a little bit longer. I got the leak on the fuel petcock straightened out. It was just the hose I was using was a little bit too big on the filter side. So I just used a smaller one to fit it into the bigger hose. So here we go. No leak, that's good. Starts up nice and easy. Idle's nice. Like I said, I mixed the oil in a little bit rich, so I think that's why it's smoking so much. But that's all right. First run in a long time. All right, now that the smoke cleared a little bit, it's a little bit hazy in here still, but I can actually breathe. I'm gonna wrap this one up with another successful run. So if you've made it this far with the video and you're still watching, thanks for sticking around. You get to see this bike run for the first time in who knows how long. Kind of lucking out again with bikes that are easy, relatively easy to get going. Aside from those few electrical gremlins that I worked out, the carburetor was in really good shape and everything else was in good enough shape to where it didn't take much to get it to this point. So I guess now the next part's going to be more tear down and elbow grease on parts. Now that I know she'll run, I didn't drain the oil out of the crankcase because it was pretty clean still, and I wasn't going to be riding it. So just to get that first run in, I figured I was kind of anxious to get it going. So I figured, what the heck, I'll leave it in there. But before I take it for the first ride, which I don't know when that's going to be, I will definitely drain it out. And that might be sooner than later. That might be in the next video because I'm going to be anxious to see how it rose through the gears. I'll probably take it up the street to my proving grounds, the trails I usually take my bikes on for the first runs, and just kind of put it through its paces a little bit, make sure everything's solid. So look for that coming up soon, pretty soon on my next video or two. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. And it goes a long way in helping the channel, along with likes and comments and sharing and all that good stuff. If you can help out in that way, I'd appreciate it. So thanks again. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.